Hey guys, it's Kat and I'm back today for my empties. So these are the products that I've used up. I think the last time I did an empties was the end of March, so it's sort of like every 6 weeks I do these. Now, this year is a little bit different and I've had a bit of a spanner in the works, which is a bit annoying. I wanted to write down every single product I used up and tally up the cost of the products I used up each check-in, and then at the end of the year sort of do a final tally so I can know how much product I've used up, because I'm trying to use up a lot of old stuff and just sort of use up my collection before I buy more. It's just sort of the thing I want to do this year, and probably every year. But I also want to roughly see how many products I use up. So how many shampoos, how many this, how many that. And so I wanted to keep a tally of like all the stuff that I've used up. So I'm going to keep trying to do that. The thing that is sort of ruining that a little bit is my computer's broken. So I need to get a new computer, and I sort of saw it coming, so I backed up all my files, but I didn't realize that in my notes app, which is not hooked up to iCloud, that I had all this information, like everything that I sort of put in description boxes and stuff, was in there, so that I can't even open my computer in safe mode. So I'm gonna have to go back through my videos and see if I can get all the information again, which is annoying, but yeah, whatever. So anyway, I'm going through the beauty products that I've used up in the last 6 weeks. I'm going to let you know if I would repurchase them or not, and then at the end I'll tally up what all these cost, and I'll also list all the products in the description box. Now, if you did want to know what's on my nails or what's on my face, I will also list those in the description box. Face is a foundation and powder wear test that I'm doing or have already done. I don't know which one's going up first, and the rest is sort of like Project Pan products, so not that exciting. All right, so let's just delve into it. My bag is quite full this time around. It's got some jingles going on too, so we'll see what that is. I also want to say that there's a few products that, like, when I do my final tally at the end of the year, I know there's going to be some products missing, because I know that like in the last month I've used up a Lush shampoo bar, but because I've got no evidence of it, I need to remember that I've used it. So I don't sort of include those things, annoyingly. So yeah, this is sort of an underestimation of what I've used up, but whatever, we'll go with it. The first thing I want to mention is this. This is the Milky foot peel mask thing. So you put it on for about an hour, and it's cold, and you have to, sit down doing nothing for about an hour. But then what happens is your feet start to peel. Now, I only did this last week and my feet are peeling so bad that I had to wear socks to bed last night. That's how like gross they are. So it definitely works. I don't know how the final result's going to be. I have used some of these foot peel masks in the past, but I haven't used this particular one by Milky Foot, which a lot of people know about. But this is a new active formula. I've actually had this for a little while, so I don't know how new the active formula is. But one thing that I thought was cool about it, at the back, in the heel of, so they're like plastic boots that you pretty much have to put on, and they've got this like serum in it, and this serum looked like blood. It was weird. I didn't like it. But it did have like a pad at the back, which I think is supposed to be a more intensive part for your heels. I really like that. So my feet are disgusting at the moment. They've got socks on for a reason, constantly. But yeah, this is working really, really well. So if you want a decent foot peel, I think this is probably the fastest working one I've used, and I would repurchase that. I've used up some Philosophy Purity Made Simple one-step facial cleansing cloths. I don't like these. I mainly use them for removing swatches when we're doing when I'm taking photos or videos or whatever it is. This was more, for that. I don't like Purity on my face because it's too strong. I've talked about this before, and it does create like a contact dermatitis type reaction for me. So fine on my hands and fine on my arms, but not on my face. I just recently used up this Roche-Posay Effaclar. So this is the gel cleanser. I really love this gel cleanser. This is the new clear packaging. It's also got a new little kind of dispenser. I know you probably won't see this, but that hole is very, very tiny. You can see that it's got a big ring, and then like it's got that little tiny dark part. That's the actual hole that the product comes out in. So the hole used to be bigger and you used to dispense too much. Now, what I've heard about this product is you're supposed to use a small amount, because if you use too much, it can sort of start drying out your skin a little bit. I have had this in my shower for about a year. That's how long I've used this for. So if you do look at this and you say, oh, I don't know if I want to spend the money on it, look out for sales for one, but also it will last you about a year. So very good product. It's a nice gel cleanser that you use if you get like breakouts or if you have like oily skin. It really helps control them. So I really recommend that. But yeah, a little goes a long way. Speaking of a little goes a long way, I used up this hand and body wash. No, it's a hand wash, just a hand wash. And it is by Mecca Cosmetica. So Mecca Cosmetica is a shop in Australia, and they have like, it's sort of like Sephora, but I think better. Anyway, they have their own range, and their products are really, really good. Everything I've tried from their range, I like. And this is the 365 hand wash. It's a bergamot, orange, and gardenia. This smells really, really good. It's sort of like a fresh marmalade, but not super sweet, just really fresh and nice. I really enjoyed this, and I think it's called 365 because it's supposed to last a year. I can confirm I had this on my kitchen sink for close to 2 years. I got this as the birthday gift in 2016. So I don't often like, at the sink is not, like I probably wash my hands at the sink once a day. Generally before I'm cooking or after I've cleaned up mess or something. But it's not like I mainly wash my hands in the bathroom. So this did last me 2 years. So once again, if you look at this kind of product and go, look, a hand wash for 30 odd bucks or whatever it is, it goes a long way. I do like this. I would repurchase that. Speaking of hands, hand chemistry, this is the what's it called? Intense Youth Complex. Now this is a hand cream. I love this hand cream. I've used it many times. I've got a backup tube. So it is by Hand Chemistry, and it is a hand cream that's sort of like anti-aging. So it is just a nice light hand cream that I put on before I go to bed, and it's supposed to have stuff in it that's like anti-aging, which is rare for a hand cream. Usually face products have anti-aging, but hand creams are just hand creams, whereas this has it's a multifunctional hand cream that targets 8 signs of hand aging, and I think it's really, really good. And I notice that my hands are really, really soft when I use it consistently. So that's that. Have repurchased. Another interesting product that I used up is the Halo Beauty Vitamin. So this is the vitamin brand that Tati brought out, and Haley and I did a review, like a before and after photos and videos review after using it for a whole month. So we did that on Beauty News, so I'll link that somewhere. But I really enjoyed this. Haley saw a lot of breakout scarring reduce, and I saw a lot of skin texture problems diminish a lot. So I found that after using this for 2 weeks, when I did a good scrub, I just noticed that my skin was very, very smooth, and it stayed smooth. I'm also thinking I'm starting to feel the results of stronger nails. So I use this March to early April, and I feel like I'm only now starting to see some really strong nails. Like for example, usually my nails peel, but what happened the other day was I was picking up boxes and it actually snapped from like being quite strong, which, you know, you don't want your nails to snap, but it shows that they were stronger than they were before. So I do like these, but they're just so costly. So I would love to be on them full time, but I don't have the cashola to do that. So yeah, I do like these and would like to try them again in the future for a longer period of time, but as it is, they're a bit too pricey. And by pricey, I think it's $39.95 for a bottle that lasts you a month, and I think shipping to Australia is around $20 US. So yeah, it's pretty pricey. $39.95 US, pricey. All right, let's talk about 2 Lush products. So these are both Christmas products that I've had kicking around since Christmas. This first one is the Berry Berry Christmas Shower Gel. I loved this. This was so good. It was very, very green, but man, it smelled nice. It smells really, really fruity, and it reminded me of like a really fruity cocktail. Like it's if you go to a beach, something, I don't go to beach resorts, but if you ever did, and then you had like a cocktail that's like a tequila sunrise with like passion fruit and pineapple and something amazing, it sort of reminded me of this. This was really, really nice to use. I have heard that Lush are going to only be bringing out their limited edition products in naked form, and I hope that's not the case because I love these bottle gels. So I don't know if that rumor is true or not, but if it is, it's very sad. But I definitely would repurchase this next Christmas. I used up also the Chris Tingle body conditioner. Now I still have 2 more of these body conditioners, not Chris Tingle, but Christmas ones. They brought out a lot of body conditioners for Christmas, and I've got 2 more, one in my shower currently. So body conditioners are pretty much like hair conditioners. Once you've, used your body wash or your soap, you put this on and it sort of just puts a layer of like hydration on your skin, and then you rinse it off and you step out of the shower and you sort of don't need to use body lotion because you've got a slight layer, which I really like because I get dry skin, but at the same time, if I wear too much moisturizer on my body, it breaks me out. So this way is pretty good for me to moisturize my like back and my body. And this one was a really nice one. I've washed this out, but it was a mint green kind of blue color, and it smelled like I can still smell it. It smelled like mint. It was so good. So it was a really nice, refreshing one. I do have to say though that I don't think this was as nourishing and great as Rose Argan body conditioner. That one is still the best. I've also got Snow Fairy in my shower of this format at the moment, and that one isn't as luxurious as the Rose Argan one either, but they are quite nice and fun. I don't know if I'm going to continue to mention candles in my empties because they're not really beauty related, and I've got a few that's coming up that are they're nearly burnt out, but this one I want to mention anyway. I used it to the very last bit, but this is by Glasshouse. I love Glasshouse candles. They are the only candles, oh my god, they're the only candles that I've got a very open kitchen, dining area, living area, hall all the way to the front door. It's all very open. I can't close it off. And it's one of those areas that's really hard to heat, cool, and also make scent spread in. And Glasshouse are the only candles that I find that I can put on and you can smell it at the front door all the way through the house, and they're so beautiful. So this one was Cypress, which was sea salt and saffron. Oh my god, it's so nice. I don't even know what it smells like. It smells like really amazing skincare. I love the sea salt in it because it just takes away some of the sweetness, but it just smells really luxurious. So I'm going to clean that out and keep them. I always keep these, and then I've just got them dotted everywhere and I don't even use them, but I just feel like I need to keep them because they're such good jars. So yeah, I would repurchase that. That is great. All right, so I'm going to get all the skincare, body care, hair care and stuff out of the way and then do makeup. I always find because I keep all my body care, hair care, all that kind of stuff in my bathroom, and I keep my makeup where I film, I sort of see them as being different things. Anyway, I've got a couple of products from Pixi. I've got the Beauty Sleep Balm, which I don't know if you can see in this lighting very well, but this is a night treatment. So it's just like a moisturizer. And I don't know, I didn't hate this. I didn't love it. I think do I have any left? I do have to say though that this packaging I didn't love. It's got a pump, but it relies on it being sitting up like this, which is fine, but it relies all the product to kind of come down for it to pump out. And I just found that it was so many times there were air bubbles and you thought it was done, and then you're like, no, if I just squeeze it a bit, it comes out. So I didn't love this packaging. I want to try to get some out. Oh, wait. Okay, got a tiny bit out. So it's just like a normal moisturizer, nothing special about it. It does have a bit of lavender in it, which is why I think it's supposed to be for the PM, because it's supposed to be sort of calming mentally. Lavender can be really bad for the skin if it's in high quantities, and depends on what type of lavender oil and stuff you use. But it's quite relaxing if you have trouble sleeping. So I can see where this is there's some benefit to this, but I just found it to be just a basic moisturizer. And I didn't love it, I didn't hate it. It was just a basic moisturizer. I think I've got one more of these under my sink, so it will pop up again. But I personally wouldn't repurchase this because I found the packaging frustrating, and I don't like this lavender. didn't give me a headache and it kind of diffuses pretty quickly, but lavender's not my favorite. One thing that I do love and will repurchase so, and I've mentioned it a few times, is the Pixi Glow Tonic to Go. So these are, it's like the Glow Tonic, which is a sort of chemical exfoliating toner. So it's really good at removing dead skin cells, but it's really gentle. So it's the formula of the Glow Tonic, which you can buy in the tube, but it is also in this form where it's in little pads. So you can just take a pad and wipe it on your face. And I love using that as like my morning cleanse. So I definitely like that. I like the Glow Tonic. I like them both. I would repurchase them both. Another product that I really loved was the Biore UV Aqua Riche or Aqua Rich watery essence. So this I got in Japan, and this is fab. This is like a gel sunscreen product. It wouldn't be great, like it's quite a light sunscreen. It's got heavy like protection, but it's quite a light sunscreen, and it's one of those ones that you'd wear on a daily basis, but you wouldn't wear it to the beach, for example. But I loved this. The formula of it was great. Felt really nice. I loved it. I used it up really quickly. I miss it. I want more. I've just got a little bit out, so you can see that it is like this gel formula. It just sinks into the skin, and I love it. I miss it. Oh, it smells so nice and fresh, and it's so cooling on the skin. It was so nice in summer. Highly recommend if you're going to Japan to pick that up in bulk. In bulk. Some more products, one I like, one I hate. Okay, Dermalogica, this is the pre-cleanse balm. This was a cleansing balm, but in a tube, and it came with a little mitt, so you can sort of, I don't know, work it around your face better. I liked this. I thought this was really good. It sort of has the effect of an emulsifying cleansing oil, but just in a balm format. I liked it. I would repurchase it. I've got a lot of cleansing oil, so I don't need to repurchase it, but I did enjoy using it. It does work well. But it's a little bit thick. Like the good thing about it is if you cleanse it off, like double cleanse it, there's no oily residue or anything. But if you were just using this on its own, it'd probably be a little bit too thick to do that, but nice product, worked well. Enjoyed using it. It's also really good for travel, because if you have cleansing oils, you're like worried about them spilling, but this is just in a tube form that doesn't spill. So when I went away, I loved bringing this with me. Biore, this is the charcoal acne scrub. So this is the sort of Biore we get. Why don't we get the Aqua Riche or Aqua Rich one? I don't know why that doesn't come here. It doesn't make, well, probably hasn't been tested for our market, but I want it to come here because it's much better than this. So this is just a scrub. Now I got this was sent to me randomly, and I didn't want to use it on my face because yeah, I find it a little bit, these days, because I'm getting older, this was stuff that I used to use in my like late teens, early 20s. I had a lot of breakouts, but I just find it might be a little bit harsh on me. So I use this as a body scrub, and I did quite like it as a body scrub. But yeah, I need more gentle stuff these days. My skin doesn't like it. Oh, I didn't actually use this up. This is the Garnier Pure Active Micellar Cleansing Water all-in-one. I transferred this into my old Bioderma Micellar Pump. So last time I did an empties, I talked about how I used that up, and I put this into that because I liked that method a bit better. So I didn't actually use this up, but once again, I don't like using the Garnier Micellar Waters on my face. I prefer to use cleansing oils. So I use these more as when we're doing swatches, or if I'm playing with makeup, I tend to use it to remove makeup that's on my hands or arms. So I've got them in my like filming room, not my bathroom. I used up a little sample. This is the Chantecaille Flower Harmonizing Cream. I got this in a Mecca Beauty loop box. This was just a moisturizer. Nothing great, nothing amazing. I sort of expected more from this brand because it's very, very expensive, but I wouldn't purchase that off the sample. I also used up a little husk bamboo oil strengthening shine hair oil. I love these hair oils. I think they work really well. This one had a really strange scent. I don't know, it smelled like plants, like bark or something. So I do love these. I've got heaps of these under my sink. I'm currently using the red one, which has like a, oh, what is it? It's melon scent, I think. That one's amazing. But I did like this. It worked well. And these little tubes, they last me months. So they're under $5 and they're great. I do repurchase. All right, I used up some lashes. I use lashes generally when I'm filming. I'm not today because I can't be bothered. But I used up some Nakia Joy Cosmetics lashes in the style Erin. These were nice and natural. They were probably not too natural, but I like to cut my lashes in half so they're easier to apply, and I found that this was probably too natural for that because they sort of were hidden. So if I were to buy these again, I was actually gifted these from Nikia, but if I was to buy these again, I would probably use them as a full lash because they would, yeah, look like a nice natural full lash. But using them as half lashes, they sort of like disappear a little bit. So, oh, that just fell out. But nice lashes. And then I also used up my Model Rock W376. These are always on sale on the Model Rock website for $1.95 or something. So I have like 50 pairs of them, and I love them because they are sort of wispy, but they are quite long. So if I cut them in half, I can see an effect from them, but they're not like full, like crazy lashes that feel really heavy or look really, really noticeable. So yeah, lashes. All right, I've used up 2 mascaras and I like them both. I would repurchase them both. The first one is the L'Oreal Miss Baby Roll Mega Volume Mascara. I was surprised at how much I liked this. When I first used it, I'm like, it's a bit clumpy, but then as I kept using it, I'm like, this is actually really good. So I was happy to use it. It's got this sort of crazy, it sort of looks like, you know, if you were a villain in a movie and you were like a mole character and you were like, this would be the thing that you used to like tunnel under the city. But I thought this worked really well. So I liked this. I used it a lot. I used it up. And then I also at the same time was using this Givenchy mascara, and I like this as well. I'm only getting rid of it because I've been using it for like 6 months. But this is the Noir Couture Volume Mascara in Black Taffeta. So this was just more of a standard, like it's fancy ass packaging, but it's more of just a standard mascara wand, but they both worked really, really well. I like them both. They're good mascaras. Now the last products were all part of my project pan. So more recently, the project pan that I put up last week, I used up my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. So yeah, it's a nice concealer. I don't love the pump packaging. I find that you can't get the bottom amount, which is, it is what it is, but the pump pumps out too much product. You can't do half, you can't do quarter, you can't do smaller pumps. You have to, like, it's hard to do a half pump and you tend to waste a bit of product if you use a full pump. So I didn't mind this formula. It reminds me a little bit of the Tarte Shape Tape, but I feel like I still prefer the Tarte Shape Tape over this. So even though I do like it, and if I had this again, I'd happily use it, I would, yeah, probably go for something else. So don't hate it, don't love it. It was solid. It was just a solid product. Then I used up my L'Oreal Glam Beige Healthy Glow Foundation in the shade Light. I like this foundation, and what I liked most about it was that it's very, very light and very, very thin, but gave decent coverage. So if I was doing a no makeup day, or if I was just going to work and I didn't want to look like I was wearing too much makeup, this was a really great option. Light is, I think, the lightest one that it comes in Australia, and it was a little bit too dark for me. So this was sort of like a summer product for me. And I definitely think they need to expand the range because the foundation's really good in itself. I also found that this was great at mixing with other foundations. So if you've got a really kind of thick, like higher coverage foundation that you sort of want to sheer down and make a little bit more natural, this was a great product to mix with it. So I really did enjoy using this, but I probably wouldn't repurchase it until there was a lighter than light shade available. Then I used up a bronzer that's been discontinued, so it doesn't matter if I'm going to repurchase it or not. This is a Stila Sun Bronzing Powder in the shade 01. It's clean, it's gone. It was in my project pan. It was a nice bronzer, a matte bronzer. It was a little bit sort of like this sort of goldy color, but in summer I thought it was a really nice way to not contour with, but just to add a little bit of bronze. So I really enjoyed this, and even though it's discontinued, I would repurchase it. Then the last thing is a brow product that I've had in my collection for literally years and years and years. This is Makeup Forever Aqua Brow, and it's in the shade 25. Great color for my brows. I enjoyed this. It lasts so long. You'll get literally years use out of it, so it's a decent investment. My tip though is that it dries pretty quickly, so if you squeeze it out on your hand, for example, and go in with your brush, it will dry out by the time you go to dab it back in to do your second brow. So I found this was better to squeeze it directly onto your brush. So if you've got like an angle brush, squeeze a little bit on, put it in your brows, squeeze a little bit more on, put it in your brows, and you don't use as much product. But it's a nice product. I would consider using, like, repurchasing it. I think this format's better and probably more, you get more longevity out of it than a pot. But yeah, I've got so many brow products, I won't repurchase this anytime soon, but I do enjoy it. All right, that was a bit of a long video, so sorry about that. I didn't expect to have that many products. It is what it is. But I'll list the products down below, and I will now tally it up. How much was all that worth in Australian dollars? I don't know while I'm filming this, but you will know. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed that, give it a thumbs up. I will see you guys in the next video for something else. I don't know what else. But if you wanted to see my foundation wear test of the foundation I'm currently wearing, that's either coming up in a couple of days or it'll be on the screen. So I will see you guys next time.